Hey, how about you, everybody? Welcome into the Monday morning episode of Inside the 20 with myself and Keith Niebuhr. I am your host, Jeffrey Lee, Senior Recruiting Editor for Auburn Live on 3. Got a pretty damn good show for this time of year and this type of situation. Here to discuss it with me, Mr. Keith Niebuhr. Keith, how you doing, big dog?
I'm good. Hey, don't overhype this thing too much. We haven't started talking yet. It may be a complete train wreck. We'll see. Oh, did I say train?
Chew.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, there's a lot going on. I'm kidding, but there's a lot going on, obviously. We got a lot to talk about. Surprisingly, they're holding it together. But I know you got an ad you got to get to first.
I love to get to this ad, man. Hey, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, I got the man for you. Look no further. Caleb Schofield with Mike Patton Auto in LaGrange, Georgia, has got it all. Got new Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Hondas. Fantastic, even bigger selection of used cars. Keith knows he bought one from Caleb not too long ago. All used cars have to pass a multi-point inspection before they even sell them. The new cars, they come with a lifetime powertrain warranty, unlimited time, unlimited mileage. Also, Caleb's got a big-time deal going on right now with some F-150s. He's getting rid of all his F-150s. Invoice only. He has a four-door Bronco and a Ford Raptor in stock that are available. Give Caleb a call, 334-531-0996. Good Auburn man. Help him out, folks, if you need a car. And if you're not in the market, he'll give you $300 to send somebody who is. Good dude. Keith, I tell you what, big dog, Auburn has been without a coach for 3 games now, if my math is correct, and somehow has added yet another commitment. Auburn on Saturday picked up a commitment from Miami Central quarterback Kewan Jenkins. Happened around 1 o'clock Central Time. It was a commitment that Keith and I have been waiting on for about 20 hours, it seemed.
That's it? I think it was more than that, actually.
Yeah.
Look, that's an interesting recruitment. I mean, Auburn, he was committed to Florida International as a quarterback, but he's a winner. He's 42-13 down at Miami Central High School. I always want to say the other one down there, but he's Miami Central, and he's won a couple state titles, maybe on the verge of winning a third. They had a real tight game the other night, so they've still got, I think, 3 more wins before they get that third ring. But, guys put up big numbers. He's having a great career, and he's just not that tall. He doesn't have a rocket arm. I mean, let's just be honest.
Sure.
But he wins. He's a winner. He's going to inject that into your program. And also, he gets the ball where it needs to be. And I think sometimes these quarterback coaches, college coaches across the landscape, they go after these cookie cutter types, Jeffrey.
Sure.
Maybe sometimes forget who am I to criticize, but I'm just, I'm a fan like everybody else. And I wonder if guys like Patrick Nix would even end up at SEC schools these days. A guy that won a lot of games in the SEC. And so this is more of a throwback guy. He gets the ball where it needs to be, high football IQ, understands the offense, understands where his players are going to be. And, cousins with Ruben Bain, a 4-star Auburn edge target, very good friends with Stanquan Clark, a 4-star linebacker, committed to Louisville, who he's teammates with, and very good friends with 3-star receiver Lamar Seymour, who's committed to Pitt. Obviously Auburn flipped a receiver, Camden Brown, from Pitt last year. The question is, why would you commit now? Not knowing who the head coach is going to be. It's a little bit of a risky gamble. Would FIU take him back if things didn't work out? I mean, I'm not assuming things aren't going to work out, but I'm also not the new head coach, the guy that's going to be the next head coach of the Auburn Tigers. We don't know what that person is going to want. We don't know who he is, first of all. What are they going to want at the quarterback position? How many are they going to take? So it's a little bit of a gamble. But
is this guy worth a roster spot?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to sign up to 45 guys, high school JUCO portal during this offseason. You're going to be – if it's a 1-year deal and it doesn't work out, you part ways and you didn't lose anything and he didn't lose anything. So to me, it's low risk because you're not going to bring in 45 guys that are going to be starting next year anyway, Jeffrey. You're going to need a bunch of them that are playing, though, that's for sure. But it's low risk for Auburn to keep him. We just don't know what the new head coach's philosophy is going to be, quite frankly. It's that simple.
He came to Auburn last weekend on an unofficial visit. He was offered by Auburn. He contemplated committing to Auburn on Wednesday, I believe. He called and committed to the coaches Tuesday night, was going to announce it Wednesday. And I know his dad had some reservations about the coaching situation. And even when I was talking to him Tuesday night to get quotes for a story the next day, his dad was very vocal in his concern about Auburn's coaching situation. And it wasn't too long after that he called me back and said, "Hey, man, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to find out what." I was like, "Hey, big respect." And I'm going to be honest with you. I think Auburn was okay. You know, they were okay with it. They all got together. They talked. Now, fast forward about 48 hours, and I don't know what the conversations were, but his mindset had changed to where he was going to announce his decision. He told me Friday morning, "Hey, be ready tonight after the game. I'm going to commit." I said, "Okay, great." And the only thing, Keith, one theory I have about this is, and it could be completely off, but my theory on this is that if Keywan Jenkins is going to be at Auburn in this class, his best bet would be to commit and hope that the new coach honors all commitments. Because if Mike Shanahan or the new head coach, Bill Parcells, whoever it is, comes in, are they going to keep this kid? I mean, are they going to take this kid? I don't think so. But would they honor his commitment if he's already committed? That's probably his best bet.
That's a good point. And since Auburn only has 11 commitments, that's not a high risk. 11 commitments in a class of 25 is a little bit higher a risk, but that's still not even that much of a risk. That's not a lot of wasted spots. And I don't want to say these kids are waste, but
right.
If you're a new head coach, you may have a whole different idea of what you think needs to be on your roster. But 11 out of 45 gives a new head coach a lot of flexibility. Quite frankly, I can't tell a new head coach what to do, right? You can't either. No, nobody listening can, but you only got 11 commitments. You theoretically could try to keep them all, and you'd still have 30. That cherry cola I had just got there. You'd still have 34 spots left. That's more than you'd have in a normal year already. So, yeah, obviously they got a lot of needs, but yeah, the other thing is, how much do you want to reach on guys? That's a lot of room to play with. I would think a lot of these guys are going to be safe, if not all of them. I mean, we just don't know.
Sure.
A new coach may say no. But Auburn's got four scholarship quarterbacks right now. Do we know if any of these guys are going to be back with the new head coach? We don't know. We don't know if Cadillac Williams, Lane Kiffin, Hugh Freeze. We don't know. Okay, but there's at least an outside chance that one or none of them could be back.
Sure.
So you do need bodies at the quarterback position. Maybe not even to come in and play. Guys that can. You're going to need guys to throw to the third teamers too. So your first and second team guys aren't wearing out their arms.
Yeah, Tommy John.
Yeah. So it seems like it could work out here. We're hopeful. We're hopeful.
And another thing is, it doesn't hurt that his first cousin is Reuben Bain.
Yeah. No, it doesn't hurt at all because everybody in the country is recruited.
Let's be honest here. If Reuben Bain isn't his cousin, he's still committed to FIU. Auburn has it offered. May push, and I think, Keith, you were first to report this. He was initially considered a preferred walk-on for Auburn. But listen, and I said this on the corner, and I don't know if I really believe this, but I almost with Auburn's important needs at the edge position and Reuben Bain being one of the best in the country, I understand if Auburn thinks Reuben Bain's worth 2 scholarships. And in any other year, I would never say that.
You got 45 spots, Jeff. You got some flexibility. Not all these guys they bring in this offseason are going to play next year, right? They're not. And also, by the way, let's just point out one thing. We're not saying this kid sucks.
Right, yeah, right, exactly.
He may very – look,
FIU offered him. He was going to play college ball.
Good player. He's betting on himself. He's always wanted to play in the SEC. Auburn's his dream school. This opportunity fell in his lap, and he was thinking about going to Auburn, like you said, on a preferred walk-on. So he was willing to bet on himself, to take a chance and say, I can do this. And you know what? There's something admirable about that too, quite frankly. He's a winner. He expects to win. I think if you're Auburn, you're hoping you can get him and his 3 teammates, not only because they're talented, but because you got 5 wins right now. You only won 6 games last year. You only won 6 games the year before. Auburn not only needs an injection of talent, Auburn needs an infusion of guys that know how to win. And not only that, expect to win.
Mentality.
To win. Yes. These guys expect to win every Friday night. And down in South Florida, they're in these battles at Traz Powell Stadium where they're playing against teams that are sending guys to colleges all over the country every week. Okay?
Everywhere.
Supreme athletic players, athletic talent at the skill positions, wide receiver, DB, running back. in that area of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, comparable. Well, I'll just be honest, it's probably better than any area in the country at those spots. So these guys have gone up against the best time and time again. They've come out on top. So if you're Auburn, you're saying, let's give it a shot. And who knows? What if he grows a little bit more? What if he's just perfect for whatever the new offense is going to be? You just never know. And he can do little things otherwise. I mean, there's only one quarterback playing, right? So, you just don't want the question is, how many more quarterbacks are you going to need to take? It may be 3 more. I mean, this could be really interesting. Holden Gerner, everybody says, oh, he'll definitely be back. Well, we don't know that. We have no idea. We have no idea at all, okay? None. Because whoever the new coach is, if they're coming from the outside, they may have never seen him throw. We don't know that. He committed to Auburn fairly early, okay? Right. So there's so much to be determined. But they found a quarterback in Kewan Jenkins. He's a winner. A lot of people in South Florida like him. And you know what I've been told by people down there, Jeffrey, is this guy, don't be surprised if other kids follow him to Auburn and not just his cousin and his teammates. He's very popular down there. And not everybody wants to go to Miami. Not everybody can go to Miami. Opportunities present themselves to different players to go to different schools. I mean, Miami, Florida State, Florida, they have different needs than Auburn from a year-to-year basis. You just don't know. But there's a lot of players down there when they visit Auburn, and a lot of them have been to Auburn in the last month. It's like Shangri-La to them. They've left the concrete jungle behind of the big city, and they get just like a lot of kids in Atlanta, quite frankly. And they get over to Auburn, and they can't believe the peace and quiet. That they can't believe that it's even real, right? And so, other kids may follow. So anyway, that's a lot of time on him.
Yeah, we're early in the third quarter right now. Yes. I wanted to hit on the guys who showed up Saturday for Auburn's 41-17 win over Western Kentucky. It was the last home game. There weren't any official visits, but there were several unofficial visits. Some big dogs in the 2023 class of including former 5-star DB Tony Mitchell came down for his 4th game. Brenton Mitchell, the new offer edge from Opelika, came to his first game.
Brent Williams. I want to make sure we get that one right.
What'd I say?
Mitchell, but that's okay.
I even wrote it down wrong.
Yeah, I'm the worst with names, so don't. I just wanted to make sure.
I said Brenton Williams, Keith.
Maybe, I got bad ears.
I did. Jelani Thurman was back for his 5th game. Darren Reed was back for his 5th game. Darren Reed committed to LSU. He's from Columbus, Georgia. Jelani Thurman committed to Ohio State. He's from Atlanta area. Brenton Mitchell, of course, the Opelika edge, who Auburn and several other SEC schools have.
You called him Brenton Mitchell again.
Oh, I didn't. I said Mitchell. I mean, hold on. Williams! Great day in the morning. I've got his name written down. No, and I had to mark out Mitchell.
Did you mention DJ Chester yet?
Oh, I haven't. No. DJ Chester, who I think was probably the biggest of the 5 that were there. DJ Chester, Tony Mitchell, Brenton Williams, Jelani Thurman, Darren Reed. Studs, all 5 of them in the 2023 class. All of them were back for at least their 2nd visit to Auburn, if not their 4th and 5th. And all are committed elsewhere except for Williams. What do you make of that, Keith? Especially DJ Chester.
Well, let's start with Brenton Williams. I mean, that's okay. Opelika. You met him a couple weeks ago at Auburn. He visited. He didn't really want that to get out there. He was committed to Coastal Carolina at the time. He visited Coastal Carolina that weekend instead of going to the big Auburn game. And then this past Thursday, visited Auburn, I think, with his mom, her first time over there. That day, he got an official offer from Auburn. He had a verbal offer, but got the official offer. And that night, later that late afternoon, early evening, decommitted from Coastal Carolina. And Auburn's clearly the team to beat. There's no question about it. But again, another kid, Jeffrey, betting on himself, because if the new staff, we don't know where the changes are going to be. We don't know whether edge coach, and he's an edge, I should point out. We don't know whether Rock Bellantoni's going to be back or not. And a new group of coaches may say they have somebody else in mind. Well, he just left Coastal Carolina, okay, which, that's a very good program, although some people think their coach may be headed elsewhere as well. So there's a lot going on. He's probably got a lot on his mind, but he's a good player, and I think if it doesn't work out with Auburn, he's going to end up somewhere. I mean, he's got Ole Miss after him. I think somebody else, Penn State might have recently offered. He's got a lot of people coming after him.
Who was that first school you said?
Ole Miss.
Interesting.
Oh, you found that interesting? Okay.
DJ Chester.
Yeah, Oxford, but I presume you can take a train over there. But anyway, so here's the thing. He's got some options, but Auburn is sitting in the catbird seat right now.
If the new coach wants him, he's in.
That's right. So
if the new coach wants him.
We like him. Jay Head, who, our great contributor, loves his film. I know Cole Pinkston, Coach Pinkston, loves his film. So it's a guy that I think they get. Now, the other guys, Tony Mitchell and DJ Chester, the interesting ones to me. Darren Reed, the defensive tackle from Columbus Carver, committed to LSU. He's been over to Auburn a bunch. I've heard NIL significant in his recruitment. Perhaps that gets Auburn across the finish line. We'll see. I think if it's not LSU, it's going to be Auburn. DJ Chester committed to LSU as an offensive lineman, just recently committed.
Yeah.
Here we go. He's back at Auburn. I don't know what to make of that one, quite frankly. I'm not sure. But, yeah, again, we got to see what the new coach, whether it's Cadillac Williams or somebody else, can they get in there with him? What are they going to tell him? Is he going to fit with the system and all that? And then Tony Mitchell, the Bama commit, his fourth game this year. I don't know what to make of that one either. And I'm going to tell you, we think Zach Etheridge, the DB coach recruiting him, is, obviously when Zach locks in on a recruit, just so people know, is very, very good. Okay. Kids have a hard time saying no to him, believe me. So we think that he might have a chance to stick around, even if Cadillac's not the coach. That's what our gut's telling us.
Right.
Some intel, if X is hired, then Y could be kept, that kind of thing. But Auburn's, we don't. How hard is there's some unknowns here, obviously.
Sure.
How hard is Bama pushing to keep him in the class? We don't
right.
know. Really good player, top 100 player, top 50 national recruit. Okay, could play safety, could play corner. We don't know how hard Bama's wanting to keep him in the class. I'm not saying they are or aren't. We just don't know.
Right.
Does he just like going to Auburn? Is he really? We think again, another one. If it's not Bama, it's probably going to be Auburn. But what would get Auburn across the finish line? Well, one, I think Zach Etheridge would probably need to still be there, unless, let's say, Travaris Robinson is the new coordinator of Auburn. There's so many unknown variables, okay? But Auburn is in the picture. He keeps saying, hey, look, I've got interest. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have any interest. But is it enough? We don't know. He'll be at the Iron Bowl this week. But to me, Tony Mitchell, the DB from Thompson High School in Alabaster, and him and DJ Chester, the O-lineman committed to LSU, are the two most intriguing ones. And Mitchell, by the way, I believe will be back at Auburn for the state championship game.
Correct? Oh, we sure will this weekend.
That's right.
Or next weekend.
So, so I guess that would be a day or two before. Don't they play it? Or is it
Jordan Hare.
It's in a week and a half, I think, actually, right?
It's after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay. So it'll be after the Iron Bowl. So, that's – you're getting him back to – hey, he's going to get to feel what it – get a sense for a feel for what it's like to play inside Jordan Hare Stadium. That's right. I couldn't get the words out of my mouth. So those are two interesting ones. We're gonna see if Auburn – and by the way, Mitchell could come back for a second official visit since Auburn fired Brian Harsin. The NCAA allows you to return. And he said, hey, it's something I'm thinking about. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I'm thinking about it. I want to see who the new coach is first. I want to see if Zach Etheridge is back as a secondary coach. But it's something he's pondering. So, making some look, they're in it, I'd say. Is it 50-50? I don't know, Jeffrey, but they're in it. They're in it.
I think, listen, beating your chest for finishing second is not anything you want to do in recruiting. There's no second place here. But, Keith, you said it a couple of times. DJ Chester to LSU, Tony Mitchell to Bama, Jelani Thurman to Ohio State, Darren Reed to LSU. It's my opinion, and I could be completely off here, if they don't end up at those schools, it's Auburn. Would you disagree?
I think so. Sorry, I was getting a text, of course. I think so.
Again,
I don't.
No victory for second place in recruiting.
That's right. He recently officially visited Michigan, but then committed to LSU the next week. So I don't know what that says, but I think so. I think Auburn would be, and same with Darren Reed, who's currently committed to LSU. I keep being told. I think you're hearing the same thing. Auburn's in it with Darren Reed. Dude,
I've been saying that for a while. I really feel that way. I really feel like, man, bring this up, man. There's so many variables to take into account. If Harsin was here, if Harsin had stayed, would these guys have ultimately signed with Auburn? I don't know. I have no idea. But I know there was some in them. And listen, don't get me wrong. Please don't take that as Auburn would be doing better recruiting with Harsin, because that's absolutely not what I'm saying. It's just the variables. The variables. There's so many of them. We just don't know. Keith, let's wrap it up there. But we'll meet back Wednesday, and we'll be back Wednesday with another Inside the 20. And we will have a modcast at some point this week. I know Thanksgiving's on Thursday. We probably won't record that day, but we'll try to have something to you ready Thursday morning for your listening pleasure on the way to the in-laws. God help all of you. And then Friday, we'll be back with a recruiting show, looking forward to the Iron Bowl on Saturday, Auburn at Alabama on Saturday. Hey, we appreciate everybody listening. Again, one more time, Caleb Schofield, if you're looking for a car, give Caleb a call in LaGrange, Georgia at Mike Patton Auto, 334-531-0996. F-150's invoice price rest of the month. Get it before November ends. Appreciate everybody listening. Appreciate Keith. For Zach in the back, I'm Jeffrey Lee. Y'all stay out of the left lane. See ya.